Welcome to the Whole Lot of Woman podcast. Today we are doing Whole Lot of Woman of the Week, and the woman we're highlighting today is Trish Jane. Hi Trish, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing very good. It's a little gloomy here in Philly, but inside my house I have my incense and my tea, and I'm feeling really good.
I was like, yeah, you keep it real calm and peaceful, Trish.
No,
Girl, the hurricane, well, we didn't get hit with the hurricane, but we had all that rain yesterday. So it was windy, it was bad. And the sun out today, so it's drying up.
yeah, it's crazy. I feel so bad for what people are going through. But I feel blessed. Even though we did get some rain today, I feel blessed that our properties are intact.
Right.
So
The
yeah,
kids are safe. Look, that's what
yeah,
comes.
okay, for sure.
So let's see. To start off, just tell me about you as a woman, Trish.
That's a really good question. I feel like as a woman, strong. We always consider ourselves strong Black women, but I'm also fragile. I'm feminine, but I'm also tough. Not that feminine doesn't mean that you're tough. It's just not always seen that way in society. I feel like we always feel like we have to put that out there, like for protection. But I've learned as I grow that I shouldn't ever limit myself because of age, because of being a mother, being a wife. So, as a woman, I kind of look to other amazing women for all the accomplishments and all the great things that they've done. And knowing that I can do that, I don't have the limitations that some women had years and years ago. And if they still were able to do the amazing things that they did in their time, it should be. I should never say I can't do anything. So that's always a goal. That's always what I have to work on within myself. And yeah, just I'm just a woman that's always trying to level up and keep pushing forward.
That's what we gotta do. And that's what I love about you, Trish. I love you. You always had goals, you know what I'm saying? You always work towards them, and you never let anybody deter you from that. So I just love to see the woman you become.
Oh, thank you,
I
Kia.
really, really do. And I love to see you living your dreams. I say you got your family. It's like you doing your music career. So it's like nothing is holding you back. You're not letting being a mother stop you from living your dreams as a musician. And that stops a lot of people, and they end up with that resentment or trying to make their kids do what they didn't get to do.
Exactly.
What drives you or motivates you? First, let me say as a musician, and then as a mom, and then as a woman.
Shoot, like I think all of those things I'm motivated by my mom and my aunt. They were business owners, full-time performers, amazing mothers, and like community activists. And I even wear their jewelry a lot. I take them and what they did with me throughout my life. My aunt passed away a couple years ago, and that was like, whoa, like that was crazy. And I feel like, me going for my dreams and my goals, it kind of started, when she left Earth. I kind of, realized that all that they instilled in me. They owned the performing arts school where I was basically raised. So, I'm always just motivated by their teachings. So yes, as a performer, yeah, I get a lot of that from being motivated by them, being a mother, and just how they were able to balance it all, and still like being mothers to other people in the community and all that as well, and inspire just generations. So they're my biggest motivators.
That's good. That's good. Are your kids getting into music?
Yes, like a lot. Our daughter is in music school right now. Her actual high school is a music school.
Oh, okay.
And our son, he's like a prodigy on the piano. He's like, taught himself. He's really into like classical music. So it's definitely something. I don't know if it's in the water, in the DNA.
Yeah.
Or what, but
You
They
know,
just,
I wish I could have got some of that, Trish.
I know Nikita always
I'd be a fool.
like, move, give me the mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, I got this. I don't need no podcast. I'm a star.
Right. We in the park though, Nikita. Why you singing in the park? Like, what? Listen, yeah.
I'm like, I sings everywhere I go. I'll be one of them. So how'd you figure out what you wanted to do with your life? Like, because, you know, when we went to college, you didn't go to school for music, did you? Yeah. So how did
No. You
or
know, it's like
veganism? Well, look, or veganism.
right. Honestly, I'm still figuring out what I want to do with my life. Like, you know, life is a journey. So I'm just like at a place where I believe in using the gifts that God gave you and not, holding them in. And I just believe that it's for some reason God wants me to sing. For some reason God wants me to be out there speaking and sharing with other people. And it's shown when I go out there and do things, the reaction that I get. And honestly, I would prefer to sit at home and not do as many things that I go out there and do. But when you're called
You
and
gotta
when
be
you
obedient.
have a purpose, it's hard not to. It's a hard fight against that,
Right.
and it's definitely rewarding. But um, I think the question was, when did I realize that was what I wanted
Yeah,
to do?
when did you realize like what you wanted? I said, how did you figure out what you wanted to do with your life?
Oh yeah, so yeah, like in college, I always knew that singing was something that I wanted to do. I used to sing with the rappers
The
and
mixtape, yeah, Trish used to be with the rappers on
yeah.
all the mixtape. Just hit the
Okay, I was on all
mixtapes.
the mix. I was on all the hooks. Okay, and and that was crazy too. Like people will always come to me, and you sing, and I wouldn't even be saying anything, and people would
Mm-hmm.
just all. It was always something that I was drawn to, and I really did love it. I always loved singing, always loved music, and I was very afraid, but like I said, I knew that this was something just based on, the messages that I was receiving downloaded from the spirit.
Right.
I feel like that it's nothing I can run from. So I just went on and got started.
That's what's up, Trish. Hey, you know my favorite song, Cry Me a River. I still play that. That is
Oh,
my song. You hear
oh,
me?
that was
And
like
it's like
probably
when
the
I
first
first started listening to it, I was crying. Now I can listen to it without crying, but baby,
song.
that song did something to me because it's like it just took me down my own self-esteem journey, you know,
Um,
from when I did feel low,
that's
she said I was a
crazy.
queen, but I always scared to wear my crown, baby. Baby,
That's
because now I'm not scared to wear it. So I remember when I was. So
dang.
I know the duality of both mindsets. So it's just like,
Yeah.
because it make you realize how far you've come. And like I said, don't run from the pain, run towards it. Like,
Yeah, that's deep. Like that was actually
baby,
the first song. Me getting back in the studio after years. That was the first thing I did. Was that it was a verse on
yeah.
a Dre Scuff song, and I was scared. I was in the studio scared, shaking. Like
Mm-hmm.
am I supposed to be doing this? And that song kind of like does tell me to do it. It's
Yeah.
telling me to get out there. So that's crazy that you connected with it. That's dope.
Really. And then like I didn't even realize till like the second or third time like this because it's like your voice had captivated me. Of course I was listening to Drake. But after the second or third time, I was like, they saying the same thing. I
Yeah,
was like, he's
yeah,
rapping it, she's singing it.
yeah.
Like and
That's
the
good.
the male and I love that song because I had to reach out to him too when I heard it. I was like, Dre, I
Wow,
love this song. Like
that's
I
crazy.
really, really did. Like if y'all was looking to hit some hearts, it definitely did it. It wasn't
Wow.
something I just listened to and move on. It's like I
Dang.
embodied it. Like I just
Wow,
love
that's
that song.
so decent. He was the brains to that. So, I definitely thank him for pulling me out of my comfort zone, telling me like, just come in here and do this song. And like from there I was like, I guess I'm gonna do some more songs. So
And
that's
some
how,
more songs. And
yeah,
it's like,
let's keep it
dang,
moving.
y'all reconnected because you was on his hooks in college. Like,
Yep.
that is so crazy.
Yep, that's how we connected in school. And then we hadn't seen each other for years and years and years, and then we connected on the, further north.
Yeah.
We were on the East Coast, but further north, yeah, and it was really nice too. Our families in the studio together and working on music. So
I know that was crazy. I was like,
yeah,
that JCSU bond, boy, it takes you. You
yeah,
never know
listen,
who you still be connected to. That's
yeah,
why
absolutely.
college connections are one thing, but JCSU was a whole different level to me because we
Talk about
were small enough to still be family.
yep.
And that's what I loved about our college experience compared to people that go to those big old universities and you just
Yep.
got your clique. It's like with Smith, even if you didn't hang with somebody, you see them in the streets now, they still love, it's still family. Like, we
Absolutely.
look out.
Yeah.
We look out. Like, people, boy, that 3 to a bed, baby. Like,
You said that what?
the 3 to a bed. Well, we had to pack up all our stuff before summer school was over.
Oh my gosh.
Baby, I
Girl.
said between scraping up money for cheeseburgers, having
That's why we
we
close.
really struggled and grew together.
Listen, hunger, all that. We went through it all and still graduated. Got through
Look,
it.
jealousy, cultural misunderstandings. Cause y'all, this girl asked me to walk her to the Mac machine. I did not know what it was.
I was like, you trying to play me.
And I could tell you was getting mad. You was like, I remember you was like, you trying to be funny?
Yeah.
And I was like, Trish, I don't know what you talking about. Walk with me to the Mac. What the? I've been at this school before you and I don't know what the Mac is.
Listen, to this day, I call it an ATM because of you.
So you
Because
trying
I be like, people probably don't know what I'm talking about. I'm never going through that again, okay? And I ain't never said ATM machine in my life, okay?
say now.
I said, you
You
don't know
know
what Mac
better.
machine. How you playing me? That's what it is. You playing me.
He was like, yeah, you trying to play me because you had that Philly edge on you still. Oh, see, these girls, they acting funny. You get cool with somebody, then they switch it up. Like, I know it.
Here we go. I'm going back home.
I'm going back home.
But no,
Yo,
we figured it out
it
though.
was the best. I wouldn't take that back for the world.
much
Like,
fun.
what makes you a whole lot of woman in your opinion?
I think I wrote this on when I applied for your on your website, was that when I read the word whole in your title, I was like, wow, like being me is being the whole me is a lot of different women, who influenced me, a lot of different women who make me, we have maternal and paternal grandmothers,
Right.
great grandmothers, our own mothers and aunties. And I have aunts that are college friends of my aunt that are aunts, and they all like have a huge impact on who I am. And I don't think I even noticed some of those impacts until I got older and actually had to be in real world situations in
And they
life.
start coming out of you. You start
Right.
channeling them.
Exactly. I'm thinking about this mother over here, that woman who did that. And so I think what makes me, a whole lot of woman is a whole lot of women.
Okay.
And yeah. And, I'm grateful. Like, I never think that I'm better than any woman. I think women are amazing. And so, but I think we're all great. I know I'm special, but I feel like, I'm not better than anybody. So we're all great. We're all amazing. And I'm just happy to be a part of the whole that makes us, who we are.
That's great, Trish. I love that. I was like, I love you to death. I was like, but yeah, because it's like that. It's the community and the village that we learn from that makes us who we are. So
Absolutely.
just like you say, I learned from my mom, her friends, my aunts. So it takes a lot of women to pour into us to make us who we are, and that's what motivated me to create the whole lot of women like brand.
Wow.
Because that's why I was like, because I'm motivated and inspired by certain women. And like I said, everybody that I'm motivated by, they all possess those 4 traits: beauty, brain strength, and standards. So that's what it takes to elevate you, you know,
Yeah,
to have drive and ambition. And when I say beauty, like I tell people all the time, it's inner beauty and outer beauty. It's
yeah,
as a whole, you know, and
absolutely.
there's confidence in that beauty, you know.
Mm-hmm,
So that
mm-hmm,
brings the
mm-hmm.
strength. It's like one plays into the other, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Can't have standards without having a brain. So
Okay, right.
so that's why it's like all those things are what make a whole lot of women and make somebody for a role model, you
Yeah,
know, that you would
yeah,
want your
right.
daughter to look up to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like, okay, I could trust my daughter to somebody who has that kind of mindset and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
okay, they want to do something with themselves. I want to send my child over there with that person.
Exactly.
And I just want to inspire more women to walk in their purpose and be that girl. Like you say, your dream, you didn't know you was going to be singing. You didn't know Drake was going to bring you out of that, you know? So motivate more people to live in their purpose and live in their dreams, because I never thought I would have started a podcast because I, you know, fear of judgment, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
that's the main thing that holds a lot of people back.
Listen, absolutely. Me too.
So I had
Absolutely.
to realize in order to judge me, they got to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And if they listen, that's
Y'all
all
gonna
I need
listen.
them to
Y'all
do.
gonna learn today, okay? I got
Yeah.
something to say.
Yeah. I was
It's what
like,
it is.
okay, a hate listen is the same as a like listen. So just listen. Don't do what you
No,
got to
that's
do.
one of the hardest things to accept.
Yeah.
Like, you got to think that some of the people, your favorite artists, has a ton of people that don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of hard. It's like, how do they keep going? How do they continue knowing that all those people are against them? And I think it's the focus. I think I heard Dame Dash talk about focusing. We put too much energy focusing on the negative. When you got
Instead of the
all
people
these
that's
people that
clapping for
like
you.
you got all this positivity over here, and you focus on the two people that don't like you.
Right.
So,
Right.
and it's kind of like for me, like you talk about, the whole motivating factor and you being inspired. So you want to inspire other people. I thought about if my favorite artist never made an album, like Lauryn Hill. What if she was too scared?
Where would you be?
You know what I mean? What if we never got that opportunity to hear her or any of the other great people that we're inspired by? That's crazy. Like a whole
It is.
culture gone because you scared of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to push past because we don't know who the next generation is. We're supposed to inspire. So I'm proud of you, Nikita, because listen, when I listen to the podcast, I'm learning and I'm
Oh,
applying it. So yeah, keep
thank
it.
you. And just like how you said, like when you started singing and the reception you got,
Mm-hmm.
that's basically how it's doing with the podcast for me. Because it's like, oh, I started this to get out of my comfort zone. But then when you start getting messages from people saying like, no, I really got something from this, or I want my
Yeah.
daughter to hear this. Like I met this woman, she's in her 60s and she loves it. She was like, she had never heard a podcast before. I
Yeah.
had met her at a conference. I gave her my card and I stepped away to use the bathroom. By the time I came back, she was already listening to it because I had the QR code on there. And she
Oh,
was like,
shit.
I already like it. She was like, I never knew about podcasts. She was like, just give me something new. Next thing you know, she was like, girl, I think I'm a little obsessed. She was like, I love it. And she was like, she ended up in the hospital and gave my card to some nurses. She said, because I'm 60 something years old and I get something out of this. So I know
Mm.
y'all can.
Yo.
I was like, that meant
Listen.
so much. That's not somebody I grew up with, went to college with. This is
Yeah.
a
No.
stranger that heard my message and connected with it, and it's helped spread it. So it's like that's what puts you like, okay, I am doing the right thing. Or
Yeah.
I started
Exactly.
out thinking I'm gonna do this, and then it turns into something way bigger than God you
Yes.
could ever imagine God will show out.
Listen, and that's why we gotta tell people how we feel about them. You gotta let people.
Yeah,
If you
give them their
like
flowers.
something,
And that's what
somebody
this is
said.
about too.
You said what?
I said you got to give people their flowers, and that's what a whole lot of women is about too. A whole lot of
Yes,
women of the week. Mm-hmm.
yes, absolutely. Because if we don't honor and support each other, how will we know that we
Right.
should continue or that people will like stuff and be real quiet about it, won't ever say
Mm-hmm.
to you, which is cool. But we as creators, we need to hear. You
I
know,
like that. Then you did a good job. I
right,
appreciate like
right.
even the constructive criticism. Give me
Yeah,
that. But
yeah,
that
yeah,
you could tell when it's constructive versus a
yeah.
hater versus you ain't actually listened to it, did
Right,
you?
right.
You read the title.
What was your favorite part? You know, I wasn't talking
Oh,
about
yo, how okay. So what you think about when I said? Oh, you didn't get to that part yet. Okay, that was 2 minutes in. Like,
that. Okay,
like that was the first two
listen.
minutes. How far you
That's
get?
why. Listen, that's why I was quoting parts to you, so you knew. Like, listen,
Yeah.
you
Oh no,
said
I knew
that
after you listened to the first episode, you was like Nikki.
the key. Yes, listen, it's bomb. You gotta
And
keep.
I love it. I thank you so much for it. What impact do you want to leave on this world?
Mm, what impact do I want to leave on this world? Well, as a woman, I want to leave on this world that you should allow people to see you grow. That's something that I struggle with sometimes. You know, there's some old projects that I've done and different things that I'm scared to do. And sometimes with old stuff, you want to get rid of it. You don't want people to see
The
you
struggle process.
mature. Right. You don't want them to see when you didn't know what you were doing and you were figuring it out. But I feel like we're in this age where everything is recorded and you have the opportunity to show your timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get that growing up. Like we just
Right.
saw people when they were great. So
Yeah.
we didn't
Just a
understand.
prepackaged,
Right.
ready for the shelf.
Prepackaged. We didn't get to see the process. So we didn't know that when we struggle, we thought we just don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just not good enough. So
Right.
now we have this opportunity to show our whole process, to show for people to go back from when you're 10 years from now, when you're killing it, they can go back to year one and be like, oh, you didn't have it then.
Yeah.
So I want to, if I could give anything, when my timeline reaches a certain place, that I don't go and erase the failures, and that I keep, alive my process and my journey, and that people can too feel comfortable enough to, open themselves up to show their growth, to show their process, and just be true to who they are instead of trying to match somebody else's process or success.
Right. Right. Cause I can just imagine like when you make it big and I pull out that daggone closet recording of you from college, like this how she really this what she started.
This is
Like
what she really sound like. This 18-year-old
yeah,
Patty
this
Jane.
18-year-old.
This is when she was Patty Jane, okay?
Okay,
She
yeah.
got a little older and changed up, but
Yes, yes, yes. Because you saying that made me think, and I didn't get to see it, but it made me think about the Kanye documentary. Because
yeah.
that's the one that showed you seen. I guess you've seen
Yes,
it.
I have.
I guess
Oh
that's
my
your man. That is your boy.
I saw that. Yeah,
So,
you
but
got
that's
to
kind of what you're saying. It shows his journey from like, because
yeah,
people see Ye, the genius, the prodigy,
yeah, yeah.
the crazy, the beautiful
Mm-hmm.
mind now. But it's like it started out like this, and this
Yeah,
how he was able to get to this genius level. He was already
yeah,
a genius. His mama nurtured it. He
yeah,
had the confidence and the
mhm,
cockiness. He got turned around due to this. But it's
yeah.
like I think because one thing I've always read about Ye is that he's had that confidence in his talent.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's amazing. And then it's like I was using that in my own life as far as I'm taking ownership of what's mine now. And when I say
Mm-hmm,
that, it's down to like when I'm writing out something about the podcast
mm-hmm.
or saying it, I might say it's me changing it from the to my.
Mm. Wow.
Because it's not the podcast, it's my podcast.
It's yours. You got to
Yeah,
own.
it's the whole lot of woman, but it's mine.
Yes.
So I
Absolutely.
have to own it and appreciate. Like, no, this is not just a podcast that I'm being featured on. This my
Okay.
podcast.
It's my podcast. Yes.
Own it,
That's
girl.
hard.
You got a podcast. And
Right.
it's like once you start really owning it and
Mm-hmm.
walking in your purpose and accepting it's your purpose. It's not just the
Right.
purpose that's sitting out there that you picked up.
Mm-hmm.
It's yours. And
Yeah.
once you really own it and walk in it, it's like
Listen.
it opens up other doors that you never even imagined, because you even look at it as yours. So you was
Yep.
looking at it as this. But
Yep.
once you accept it, what the gifts that God has, it's like accepting your gift. You know what I mean?
It,
Knowing you have a gift and actually unwrapping it and saying thank you and it's mine,
right.
it's two totally different things. I'm
Yeah.
treating it like it was still under the tree.
Right. Yep. And you got to
So
put it out there. And that's just like with that documentary, you know, Ye didn't want nobody to see that for a long time.
his
You
struggle,
know,
like
he was
his,
like, you know, I'm not ready for them to see me. And, you know, now that it's out and it got dark, but I think too, his journey isn't over.
mm-hmm.
So we're still able to see like where those dark moments, those high moments and lows, we're able to see where that's going to take him next. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, he's one person that owns everything that he does. He don't have no problem with that.
Oh yeah,
But,
I believe that. I
right, but
believe
it's
that.
like, how are you ready to share? You know what belongs
Right.
to you wholeheartedly, and just you know what I mean, and not holding, like you said, holding in and holding back the gifts that you're given. So
Yeah, and you can't be scared to let people know you started in the closet just because you in $1 million studio now. It's like,
right,
show the people where you started.
exactly.
Show the people how you had to order them little things off Amazon. And before you could order them things off Amazon, you just was hanging shirts up in the closet. Because,
Right.
like, that's
No,
where
for
I'm
real.
at now. Because it's like my homeboy was teaching me about sound quality. And it's like, well, I don't have the space for them kind of panels, period. And he
Hmm.
was like, go in your closet. You got a lot of clothes. That'll block the sound. That'll make it
Oh,
sharper
cool.
in itself, you know?
Yeah.
So,
You
but
gotta
it's
use
like,
what you have. You gotta start. Like you can't wait. It's kind of like, you know, that's sometimes the hardest thing. And I sometimes hear people want to start and they're like, I gotta invest in the best camera. I gotta invest in the best this. Like, use your phone right now.
yep, and never get started because you waiting on having all this equipment.
Right.
Then you got to learn how to use it
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? And it's like you waiting for a perfect product, and it's
Hmm.
like, how you gonna be perfect on something you don't know how to do yet?
Right. You don't know how to do this.
How you think it's just gonna be perfect, child?
Okay.
And and I love that you said that, because that's kind of where I started. It started as an idea, and I was like, oh, I got to get all this equipment, and then
Hmm.
I put the idea on the shelf because I was like, girl, I ain't gonna use all this equipment. I don't even
Right.
know how to use this stuff yet, let alone afford it. And then
Exactly.
one day I was listening to this girl podcast, and it was just about feminine journey and stuff. And she did a ad for Anchor and was saying, if you want to start your own podcast, it's free. Da, 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 da. And you
Hmm.
get paid with minimum listenership. I was like, wait a minute, what? I thought, like, because at that point I didn't even know how to put myself on Apple and stuff. I thought it cost. I thought I would have to pay for
Right.
everything. So when
Exactly.
she said that, I downloaded the app. I
Wow.
saw how easy it was, and I was like, this is where I'm starting.
Wow.
Like, that's how I knew it was meant to be, because the seed was planted. I put it on the shelf, and then it was like the resource came to me like, no, baby, you can do it with what you got. And
Yeah.
you're going to get to that studio in the sky. And then, you know what I mean? But
Right.
right now, start here.
That's all a part of the story, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you
And
can't skip steps. You can't.
right. And that's what you said. It's a learning journey. I'm learning how to record. I'm learning about sound. I'm learning how to edit. I'm
Hmm.
learning how to do that for myself. So when I do become a big podcaster, some people can't play me. If my editor quits or ghosts me, I'm like,
Right.
girl, I got to be able to edit
Right.
this episode like back in the day. Like,
Oh,
I
yes.
got to be able to do it.
Yep.
Last thing is, what message do you want to give to other girls and women out there?
Mm. I want to give to other girls and women I know everybody says this, to be yourself, you know, but you really do. Like, you really have to, like you said, you got to own who you are. You got to own your gifts. Um, Man, social media, it's really like causing a lot of people to second guess their greatness.
Yeah.
And um, because they're comparing themselves to stuff that's not even real. These are
Mm-hmm.
pictures, these are videos, you know what I mean? And, you know,
Photoshop.
you really have to, you know, go into your quiet place, you know, do whatever it is that you have to do to reconnect and reset yourself as much as possible so that you remember that you need to, whatever you do, wherever you go, be true to you. Be true to your ancestors. You know, the positive people, the positive women in your life. Um, I think on one of your shows you talked about your great name.
Mm-hmm. I said my good name.
My
My
good
good name.
name. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like hold that true and just, not don't be so concerned about, the people down the street, the people that you went to school with years ago or what they think, and dumbing yourself down for approval.
Mm.
I've done it so many times, and I'm at a place now where, look, this is what you gonna get, and I'm so grateful to be in this place. And I just, I look at my daughter, and she's there at 14 years old.
Don't you wish you could be there at that age? I'm
Right.
like,
Okay.
you got all that confidence at this age, baby.
Exactly. Exactly.
I was a sheep at that time.
Right. And don't let nobody tell you because you're young, you shouldn't be like that, or because you're old, you can't do this. It's too late for you to get involved. Do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy this journey. It's not very long. Um,
Right.
so yeah, like be yourself, do what you love, and enjoy it as much as possible. That's it.
Oh, that's a good message, Patty. That is great. Thank you so much. So
Thank
much.
you. This was
And I just want to say, to that's a message I wish I would have heard as a child, because I'm just in like my 30s accepting who I am and unapologetically,
yeah.
so
Hmm.
it's no longer me trying to fit into a mold or make somebody like me, or you
Yeah.
know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
like, I know my greatness, I know I'm cool, I know what I bring to the table, I know who I am as a person, and if you
Right.
don't like me, that's on you, because I'm never
Right.
malicious, I'm never rude.
Yeah.
So if you just don't like nice people, that's something that you have to
That's
deal
your
with,
problem. Right.
because
Exactly.
I'm never going to make you feel uncomfortable. But it
Hmm.
took me a long time to get there and realize, no, some people just, they got their own issues, boo. They just don't like people. Some
Yeah.
people don't
Yeah.
like happy people because they're miserable. And you don't
Yeah.
know that when you running behind your friend that you think cool, but you don't
Yeah.
know she miserable as I don't know what.
She don't like herself.
She don't like herself, and she will not like you, and she gonna make
Nope.
your life miserable because you're happy.
Okay. Misery loves company.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Perfect.
So thank you so much for being my guest today. As
Of
Whole Lot of
course.
Women of the Week, we will be posting this. I'll be re-releasing it when I do your feature next week. So thank you so
Yay.
much, Patty.
Thank you, Nikita. I hope to be back.
Oh,
You know.
you will. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna need you on the artist life, artistic wife. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I'm gonna do a series called First Wives Club. So that's gonna be different married
Ooh.
women. I'm bringing on from different kind of marriages. Everybody
Hmm.
marriage is different. So I
Right.
wanted you and Quan. This just a heads up to everybody watching. I wanted you and Quan because
Yes.
you're the musician in your marriage. Qua's married to a musician. Both of
Mm-hmm.
y'all met y'all husbands in college. Both of y'all
Yeah.
been in long-term successful marriages with kids. Both of
Wow.
y'all are balancing motherhood, artistry, you know what I'm saying, your own life. So,
Yeah. And we're friends, so
and y'all friends, so it would be
yeah.
great to have y'all on the same one. So that
Yeah.
just shows,
She's
I
there.
want the first Wise Club series to give women a real insight on what marriage is. It's not after you say I do, what is the date, what is actual marriage, what do
Yeah.
y'all do every day, you know
Yeah.
what I'm
We gotta
saying?
get into it. We gotta get into that for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. All right, so thanks again, and thank you for everybody watching. Hey, Dre, look, Dre
Oh
watching.
look, people coming in at the end. We was talking
Dre, you
about
at
you.
the end, so you gonna catch it when I repost it during her week.
Yes.
All
All
right,
right.
love you, Patty.
All right. Love you too, Nikita.
Bye, y'all, and don't forget, beauty, brain, strength, and standards. Will make you a whole lot of women. And tell
Yes.
them about whatever album you got out, Patty.
Oh, Herb Lingo, which is also with Dre, Scuffs, and No. And my first EP was Spare Change. So yeah, I got some more stuff coming. I'm writing, so stay
Yeah,
tuned.
and I'll put a link to your Spare Change album when I post that the interview and stuff. So I'll put a link
Okay.
to your music and stuff in there too.
Yeah, thank you, Nikita.
No problem. Love
All
you,
right.
and bye, y'all.
My life was never splendid. It had its ups and downs. Always a queen, but coming up was scared to wear my crown. Some situations I was
promises I would always make them. A fear of moving forward, standing life isn't healthy. Feeling sorry for myself, ain't nothing that you could tell me. Couldn't accept opinions, felt the world was standing wrong. Couldn't accept the fact I was the problem all along. Some people choose to cry a river and pity themselves. I got proactive, face my issues and better myself. If I could spell my message, maybe I could save somebody. Cause all around the corner, someone's suicidal probably. Instead of dwelling on the hurt, just go towards the sister. The pain is just a part of life, ain't gonna kill you. Figure that I'ma give it a shot and strive for perfection. Support my family, keep stepping and try to learn from these lessons.
I won't be defined, stars are aligned. What's for me is mine. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of. I've been refined, beauty's divine. All things in God's time.